YouTube, what's up guys? Hey, hope everyone's having a wonderful day. What we're doing today is I'm going to show you guys how to change oil on a 2000 to 2006, 7, whatever they finished, 2005 Toyota Celica GTS. I'm going to show you how I do it. There's a lot of ways, there's a lot of aftermarket parts that you can do to use it. You can choose different kinds of oils, different kind of oil filters, different kind of drain plugs, a lot of different things you can do. I'm going to show you what I've kind of been doing for like the last decade. It's been working for me. I actually use the same setup on my MR2 2zz turboed car. I use the same one. I use it the same oil and the oil setup on my LOTUS. Exact same setup, and this thing is boosted. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. But I actually don't have any of the oil filters with me, so I'm going to run into Toyota. Maybe see a Supra. I know there's a Supra in my neighborhood. We're gonna get an Evo. We're gonna go buy some oil filters. I already have the oil, but I need some oil filters. So let's go get in the Evo, maybe grab some gas, maybe grab a Monster, some energy drink, and then we'll be back on the Toyota Celica, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of a vlog style how to change my oil and what I recommend. So let's go ahead and jump in. So here's the Celica. Look at this. I wax this. Watch this. Look how beautiful that is. All beads up. Oh my gosh. Perfect, perfect. So it did rain last night. So, but let's go ahead and get in the Evo. All right, of course we have to take the Evo. So Evo always takes gas. I swear, every time I drive this darn car, it takes gas. Every time. All right, filling up the Evo. I'm gonna go get a Monster, and then we'll head on our way over to Toyota. Oh yes, oh yes. Oh yeah, so good. Okay, so off the Toyota, we'll grab a OEM oil filter. I'll show you the part number, the one that I get. I'm actually gonna grab two of them. One for my Toyota MR2 Spider, and then one for my Celica GTS. So let's go ahead and swing into that Toyota dealership and grab a couple of them. Told you. Ooh, next car. Okay, so there is the price of them. They're $7, and then the little gaskets that I bought too for the drain plug are $1. So there are the two. I got one for my MR2 and then one for the Celica. Let's go ahead and drive back. Let's go hit some boost with the Evo, and then we'll go ahead and pull out the Celica. But I do gotta give you guys a little bit of, so we're in third gear, nice little rolling on, and we'll get some boost right now. Oh my gosh, hyper speed. Ooh, back with the beautiful, look at that thing, beautiful Celica. So the first thing that we want to do is you want to get the engine warm. So let's go ahead and start the 2zz. Clutch in, throw in neutral, then start it. E-brake on. So we'll let it warm up for like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and let all the oils get lubricated, and then we'll drain it out. And then the next step that I like to do is still while the engine's warm. If you just drove the car like to get the oil filters, and you're fine. But while mine was warming up, I put it up on jack stands. Now the next step we gotta do is, of course, pop the hood. Okay, so there's the 2zz in all its glory. It's getting warm. It's not warm, so I'm gonna let it go for a little bit longer, maybe like 5 more minutes. Let all the oils circle through, and then I'll show you guys we'll get down below. But I will go ahead and grab the oil and the oil filter and bring it out. So there's the filter that I just got for the oil. Right there, that's the filter number that if you guys need it. Fits for the 2zz. And then here's the oil that I use, Castrol Edge 5W30, full synthetic, advanced full synthetic. And then look right here. So right there it says 5W30 on there. That's the engine oil that they want. Yeah, all right, so let's go ahead and as this thing is pretty much warmed up now, we're gonna turn the car off and then crawl down below. Okay, so the engine's pretty warm. I can feel it. I give it a couple peps. I'm happy with it. One of the main things I always recommend, loosen this, because sometimes, what if you drained all the oil and you can't put oil back in? So big deal, always loosen the fill. Now it doesn't have to be all the way off because you don't want dust or something in it, but make sure it can come off. So make sure that's loose. Now we're gonna go down below. Most cars will, I don't know about Celicas, will have a undercarriage plastic like this. You guys see how that is? The oil part is missing on mine. Very common. A lot of times they'll go get, like, this oil is always changed at the dealership, but a lot of times people will get the oil changed at like a lube shop, and they'll just take off the plastics and then won't put it back on. Kind of crazy. But here is the bolt. So you need a drain pan. So we're gonna do a drain pan right there. And then we're gonna do a 14 millimeter, and I believe most of them are 14 millimeter, and we're just gonna do lefty-loosey, and you can kind of hit it to break it loose. Okay, so I broke it loose. Now the next thing you're gonna do is wanna get a microfiber or some kind of oil rag. Swing by my website, grab a couple, support me. It's awesome, it says my website on there. You can use it to wipe all this down and clean it, but you can also do it because you're gonna probably get oil on your hand. So this is pretty simple. We're just gonna do lefty-loosey, put the oil pan right there. Oh, I gotta pull on it a little bit more. Must have not been all the way. There we go. Okay. Oil pan, and then let's go for it. And it might shoot out a little bit, it usually does. So here we go. Ooh, pretty good. And the oil is actually not that bad. Look at that. So this is last changed, I'd say it's kind of dirty. Changed at the Toyota OEM. The Toyota dealership is when it was changed last. I have a little sticker on there. And I changed mine every 3,000 to 4,000 miles. A lot of people change them like every 7,000, but I recommend on 2zz-ges, especially if you like to hit lift and drive it fun, 3,000 to 4,000 miles, and it'll keep the 2zz very happy. Now you're gonna wanna let that drain for quite a while, to be honest, quite a while, maybe like 5 minutes. And then while you're doing that, you can kind of rearrange your oil pan so that you're not, dripping everywhere, but it goes into the pan. And then you're gonna wanna do a lefty-loosey on this. And you can actually see that this one actually does have that Toyota OEM filter on there. And if you're strong enough, you might be able to just do lefty-loosey if it wasn't on there tight enough. But I have a tool, and I'm gonna show you, and it was about $5 to do it. Okay, so this is a little socket on a 3/8 ratchet wrench, and it fits right up over this. Look at that, like a glove. And then you can do lefty-loosey and pull it off right there. I believe this is $5. Now, if you don't have it, you can do it where you put a screwdriver and puncture it through here and then break it loose that way. You can muscle it off, or you can there's a tool that adjusts for it, but I really enjoy this thing. I have one for this, I have one for my Evo as well, and it's perfect, it's very affordable. I mean, just to use it once or twice will save you enough money and headache just to buy it, so I definitely recommend. Okay, so lefty-loosey, move that out. I did get a little bit of oil in my hand when you do the filter, and you usually do. It's kind of hard. You're gonna wanna wipe all that down and get a nice clean right there. But that is where the oil filter goes. Pretty basic, pretty understandable. Lefty-loosey, drain out the oil on that, more oil comes. We're gonna actually go back with the oil pan over to that drain plug real quick, and we're gonna get a little bit more oil out of there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and wipe all the back up top. The next thing you like to do is get the oil filter out from Toyota, and there should be another gasket in here. The guy said he put it in here. Beautiful, I love these ones. Has a seal on it right there from Toyota. Looks really good. So we'll do that one, and then here's that little gasket that he threw in there. That one's $1. There is one on there, and that goes on the plug gasket. A step that I see a lot of people miss is I take some oil and put it directly into the oil filter. Now it's gonna wanna bubble out if you put too much in it, so be careful, just put a little bit in there, and then keep on putting a little bit more and a little bit more so that you don't ever get a dry start. So you're putting oil directly into that oil filter and there's no dry spot. Interesting, okay, so this is the one that was on it. It's kind of like a plastic one, and then here's another one. So I'm actually gonna leave these two like that together, and that'll be the grommet so this is the one that I got for $1, and this is the one that you can switch out from Toyota. Now I'm not sure what this one is if this was from a different Toyota dealership or whatnot. Now you can probably just run one on it, but I'm actually gonna put it like that. When you go to Toyota, they usually give you this one. This is normal. And this goes on the drain bolt. So we're gonna go down to the drain bolt, and now we're gonna tighten it up with this grommet. Now one more trick that I like to do, well first off, look how nice and clean that looks now. I like to run a little bit of oil, of the new oil through, which I did before I put the drain plug on, so that I can kind of rinse out that old oil. So I ran just about, I don't know, like, how much would I say, like just a little bit out of here. I ran it through it, and it drained out the rest of the old oil. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the remainder of this oil into the 2zz. So with the original oil pan and then the oil filter, they recommend 4.4 quarts of oil. That's what they recommend to put into 2zz. So if you run, I don't know, maybe a little less than half a quart, it's okay to put the rest in. That's usually what I do. And then when I'll start it up here, I'll show you guys on the dipstick where it shows. Everything's good now. I'm actually gonna drain that oil So we'll recycle that oil, always recycle the oil, and then we'll turn the 2Zs back. Okay, so back in the car, clutch in, you know, we're gonna start it. I should probably get some car keys. Okay, car keys in, clutch in, and then we're gonna start it real quick here. Make sure the car's in neutral, doesn't roll away. I'm on jack stands, but this should be good. Okay, so here we go. So, beautiful. It sounds super healthy. So we're gonna let it run for about 5-10 seconds here, and then I'm gonna go outside and look underneath the car. Okay, underneath the car, we're looking for oil from the oil filter and or the drain plug. So that looks good. There's no leaks. So now we're gonna go back in the car. Okay, we're back in the car. Make sure it's in neutral. You're gonna bring the RPMs up to about 3,000 RPMs. So slightly give it some gas. And then go right here, oh, a little bit right there. And we're gonna hold it for about 15 seconds to make sure that there's no oil leaks. So hold it there for about 15 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna shut the car off. That wasn't 15, but that's fine. Shut the car off and then do that one last inspection. Perfect, so that's it. So we're done. So that's how I change my oil on all my 2ZZ powered cars. Same. So I hope that was helpful to someone. Have any questions at all, comment down below. The oil is $20, $22. The filter is $7, and then the little grommet thing is like $1. So you can do it for about $30, even $29 maybe, and then just do the work yourself. And it's good for about 3,000 to 5,000, 3,000, 4,000 miles is usually what I run. You can run it 7,000. Yeah, I've even seen 10,000 people running it on 10,000. BMW says you can run it on that same thing. BMW says you can do it for 14,000. I don't know if this is just the way that BMW's filters are or whatnot, or their engine designs are, but I don't do that. So, and you can actually tell on the dipstick when the oil starts to change color. That is the last thing. Make sure you check the dipstick level to make sure it has the right amount of oil on the dipstick. Other than that, I hope you guys make sure to enjoy this video. Make sure to like the video. Have any questions, comment down below. On the last video that I did on all the money that I spent on the car, I said I was gonna go over the things that I'm gonna do next. I'm just gonna show you guys. So oil change was one of them. The next video I'm gonna do something really cool and special. You'll just see it on the title, but I'm just gonna go and show you guys what I'm doing. Instead of telling you guys like, hey, this is all the stuff I'm gonna do in the future, let me just show you what I'm gonna do. So make sure to hit the like button, guys, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.